Hi. All right. So I am thinking that now is a good time to try some crafts that I've been meaning to try. So the first thing that I am going to be trying is dyeing with avocado pits. So I have this shirt that I made, and I really like it. It's a Wixton Shift is the pattern, and it's made out of this like really nice kind of slubby cotton linen blend. And it's really nice, but I don't wear it all that often because it's just plain white, and I don't wear a lot of plain white clothes. So I thought that this would be a good time to try dyeing with avocado pits, which is a natural way to make dye. I've never done it before, but according to the internet, it turns a very pretty light pink color. And the seeds have something in them that is also works as a tannin, so you don't have to add anything else. So you can just dye with either avocado pits or avocado skins or both. So what I did is I put out a little note on we have a Facebook page for our street that I live on. So I put out a note asking like, hey, does anybody have avocado pits? Will you leave them for me? And then I took my kids on a walk and we picked up all the avocado pits that people had left on their porches very kindly. Got them home. I washed them all off really well. And then I put them in a pot to boil. So they have been simmering now for about 20 minutes, and it's starting to turn pink. And so once it has turned, once they've been simmering for about an hour, I will add this fabric. The instructions that I read also said to wash the fabric first with baking soda to get out any oil or leftover detergent. To be honest, that is the kind of step that I would skip in almost any other circumstance because I'm not sure what the word is. Lazy? I'm somebody who skips steps. I'm impatient. That's the word. But what else do I have to do right now? So I'm going to go wash this with baking soda and then check in on the dye. All right, so this is the first step. I've got all my avocado pits and peels. I cleaned them, put them in this pot. I'm gonna bring it up to a boil and then back down to a simmer. And then it's gonna simmer for about an hour. Okay, so this is the progress of the dye after about 20 minutes. It's turning a really nice pink, like deep pink color. I'm going to let it keep going because I'd like this to be as dark as possible. So it's pretty wild to me that they turn pink at all. I'd like to do some more research into what is in them that makes that pink color, but there we go. Okay, so this is how the dye is doing now. It is looking a really nice color, but it's also cooked down a lot more than I thought it was going to. I probably should have put a top on it. So anyway, I'm going to take out all the pits and skins and then see how it's looking. Alright, so this is how the dye looks after I've taken everything out. I'm not straining it. It sounds like you can strain it if you want a really neat color, but I don't care if it looks a little bit sort of mottled. So now I'm going to get my fabric. Okay, so the dye was in the big pot, but like I said, it cooked down a lot. So I moved it to this smaller pot, and here's my shirt, which I did, in fact, wash with baking soda. As you can see, it's wet all the way through, but I decided that I only want to dye the bottom part of the shirt. So I've put it in this smaller bowl, or pot rather, and I'm just kind of pushing it down. I'm going to let the dye kind of go up the fabric a little bit, and hopefully it gets kind of a nice ombre effect. We'll see if that actually works. One thing that is nice about doing this dye with just the avocado pits and skins is that it's just food, so I feel fine doing it in all of our cooking pots, which is handy because I do not have a non-cooking pot that I could sacrifice to this project. So now I'm gonna let this sit for a few hours, an hour. I'll double check the internet and then we'll see how it's looking. Okay, so update here is that it didn't really work to only dye the bottom half of it because it's my kids screaming in the background. as I probably could have predicted, some of the dye got on the top part. So I think right now I'm just gonna, I guess, flip it and put the top part in. Or maybe I'll pour all the dye in this bowl and see how it goes. So I guess the shirt's gonna be all the way pink though, because I'd rather have it that way than with these weird sort of spots you can see on the front and the back. But it's a really nice color. Alright, so I removed this from the heat, and I'm gonna let it soak overnight. I don't know if, yeah, you can't really see, but the dye only goes up to like here, so it's probably gonna have some sort of weird mottled effect. We'll see. Hopefully it is okay. But yeah, I think it's gonna be really pretty. It's gonna lighten up a lot after I rinse it, so we'll see you tomorrow. Okay, so here is the update this morning. So this is what the shirt looks like right now. I let it to sit overnight. I didn't rinse it, so it's still very wet, and as you can see, it's a really dark color. I'm gonna rinse it out today, this morning. One of the instruction sets that I said that you should rinse it with salt, because that'll set the dye. They actually said that ocean water is perfect, but obviously I don't have ocean water, and that seems like kind of a crazy thing to even say in the first place. But so I will be rinsing it off and then maybe doing a salt thing. It also said not to use iodized salt, which I think is all we have. And I'm not sure if that is actually because iodized salt will cause a different chemical reaction, or if it's because this ocean water person is just against iodized salt for some reason. So we'll see. Also, one other thing in case you do this at home, this is the pot that I used with the dye. So as you can see, it did get pretty stained. I ran it through the dishwasher. This is what it looks like afterwards. So I'll probably scrub it a little bit more. Like I said, it is food, so I'm not worried about it. But if you care about how your pots look, you might want to use a pot or a pan that you are not going to care if it sort of turns red. So now I'm gonna go rinse this off, and then we'll see what color it turns out. All right, hello. So here we are with the shirt, and this still has a little bit of dye in it. So I'm just gonna get this out of the way, and then I'm gonna start rinsing this, and we'll see what color it turns out. Right now it's looking kind of terracotta, but I think the more I get out, the more it's gonna turn, I don't know, maybe mauve or sort of light pink. Alright, this is probably not so exciting to watch, so we will fast forward to after I've rinsed it. Okay, so now I have finished rinsing it out, and but I didn't wash it yet, so plus it's wet, so it's gonna look lighter than this once I'm done. So it's now this kind of like dusky rose color. I think it's really pretty. The one thing is that, you know how I was saying I hoped it had sort of a mottled effect? Well, I would say that it is trending a little more towards, it looks like I spilled something on it. You can see like right in here, there's some spots where it's just kind of spotty. And I think after I wash it, it's probably going to be even more noticeable. But I will know that I did not spill anything on it. So that'll be fine. Now I'm going to go wash it and dry it, and then we'll see what it looks like. All right, so here is the finished final shirt. It's a really pretty kind of light pink, sort of a dusty pinkish. It's not the sort of color that I would normally buy because it's so close to my skin tone, but I do really like it. And the stuff at the bottom that I was worried was going to look sort of silly, how it's kind of mottled, I actually really like how it turned out. It's only like that on the bottom and then on the bottom of the back from where I was trying to dye just the bottom initially. So yeah, I like it. I think it turned out well. It's not the kind of thing that I would do again necessarily for, well, I mean, I would do it again. I'm not going to make a habit out of it, but because it was a little bit time intensive. But all that being said, I like it. I think I'll wear the shirt more now that it's this color instead of that white. And also, I will wear it and remember it as my neighborly avocado pit quarantine shirt. So that's something. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.